welcome back to our channel. My name is Shay. I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari.
I'm Tyler, part-time seller on all of those platforms, eBay, Mercari, Poshmark.
In today's video, we are going to be talking about Poshmark's newest update, and we're going to include in that a few other updates that kind of happened under the radar that we all kind of just accepted, but I think it's important that we talk about it.
We just kind of went about our day and moved on.
Yeah. So we're going to be showing you exactly what the app looks like and how to navigate it as of the beginning of July 2022. So if that's interesting to you, make sure you stay to the end. There's a lot of things to talk about. Before we get into it, though, you do have a t-shirt.
I do have a shirt. It's the Michael Scott Dunder Mifflin Scranton Meredith Palmer Memorial Celebrity Rabies Awareness Pro-Am Fun Run Race for the Cure.
My goodness.
It's a mouthful. I don't have it memorized. I haven't watched The Office enough times to have it memorized. I have watched a few times. My brother would be ashamed.
Well, it's a nice shirt. If you guys like The Office, let us know your favorite Office quote in the comments below. Maybe we can try and find a t-shirt that matches one of your favorite quotes. And plus, I love The Office, so...
Yeah, that's what she said.
Anyways, let's get straight into this. So, all the internet is kind of a buzz right now of Poshmark made a change. They didn't tell us anything. How do I find my stuff? How do I find what I'm typically doing? So, good news, bad news, right? Good news is most things didn't move. Most things, if anything, they added an extra button to do it, but they didn't get rid of the button you normally use. Bad news is a few things did move and they never made us aware of it. So let's go into first things first, what you would typically be looking for as a reseller on the app, such as your likes, your offers, all that type of stuff that you typically would find. I find myself as a reseller most often, I'd say 90% of the time, on the newsfeed tab. This is where I see all of my notifications, where I got a like, where I got a comment, where I got a sale, all of that right there. Thankfully, praise the Lord, this has not changed at all. Nothing has moved. Nothing has changed. Anything you would have found on your newsfeed tab previously, it is still there. You can still use it exactly as you would have before. So then what changed? Well, starting with, where do you find your closet? So, okay, non-posher, where would you find your closet?
So that was always notoriously difficult for me. I don't really go to my closet. So I stupidly would click on the little thing and then try to find my closet from there in the bottom right-hand corner.
So basically, Poshmark's never really been transparent about where you find your closet. And I have to imagine for people that are not, Poshmark pros, it was always difficult to find. But previously what you had to do is you went to the right-hand corner, you clicked on your little symbol that had your picture, whatever that might be. And then there was a menu that would pop up and you would click on My Closet, and that's how you would get there. Now, you click on the same little bubble in the right-hand corner, but there is a blue button at the top right that says View Closet. So it is a little bit simpler because it's right there in front of you rather than having to look through a list that you didn't know you had to look through because you don't know what you're looking for. So that is a little bit simpler. Do you think that's easier for you?
It does take you to a landing page. I think they are very much gearing that towards the new seller and the hobby seller rather than the actual person that uses it all of the time. Speaking as someone who doesn't use it all the time, that is a cleaner interface.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was necessary, but...
They could have probably made it just bring to My Closet. When I clicked on that, that makes the most sense to me. It's my name and I want to see my stuff, but, we're not developers. We don't know.
I just really wish that they would give you like a list of the patch notes to say we fixed this, we did this, just a whole list of it, even if it's 150 things, so that we could look at them.
Yeah, now Poshmark did have patch notes on the app update. We'll talk about that closer to the end of the video because they only tell you a few things that they updated, and once we get there, we'll talk about that. So then the next question would be, well, then where did that menu go? The menu that normally popped up when I clicked on it, where did it go? So it moved a little bit. So if you go at the top right corner, you're going to see a gear symbol on this landing page that we brought you to. If you click on that, you're going to see your menu. And they do actually have nifty little headings that they didn't have before. Find people, my stuff, account setting, help center, and about this app. Now this does change a little bit dependent on who you are. We'll get into that a little bit later. But this is where you're going to find the typical things that you would have found going into that landing page. You've got your balance there, you've got your Posh stats, you've got your closet insights, all that type of stuff. This is what you're going to find. But as we said before, it's a little redundant. So this menu still exists, but there are other places to find a lot of these things. So let's go through exactly what this new landing page is what is on here, what's new, what's redundant, all that type of stuff. So you want to start with the first little bubble that we got here?
First one is the seller offers, which I think that's pretty self-explanatory. That's anything that you've sent out an offer on.
Yeah, so this little heading seller overview has a scroll bar and there's a bunch of buttons, and the first one, as he said, is seller offers. So right now it says I have 19 seller offers out. What this means is that I have sent 19 offers to shoppers. Now this does not include offers that I've sent out for items to purchase. They've actually separated that out and it's further down on the page. But this is still located under the newsfeed tab, as I said before, just like you could. If you went to your newsfeed tab, the third one in is offers. You can still find that there. So hasn't changed, it's a little redundant. The new part about it, however, is that it gives you an exact number. Previously, if you wanted to know how many you'd sent out, you would have to scroll and count them. So do you find that useful?
Yes, but marginally. I think the bigger feature is it'll show you how many offers are on each item, if I'm not mistaken. So if you go into there and you look at the numbers, it'll actually say you have 2 offers on this item, you have 5 offers on this item. So that is a nice feature. It kind of gives you a mini look into the popularity of the item.
Yeah.
So if you have more items or more offers on an item, it means that more people have been interested in shopping for that specific thing. So that's a nice feature.
Now that is an important thing to highlight because it does separate the offers page on the newsfeed from the offers page here. Because if you go to the newsfeed offers page, you're not going to see how many offers you have on each item individually like it does on the other page. You're going to see individual offers that you've sent out one by one with no pictures, just in written form. If you use the offer page on the new landing page they've given you and you click on it, you're going to get a picture of the item, you're going to get the title, and you're going to get how many offers are on that specific item at a time. So it is a little bit different, and I think you're right. It is more useful in the way that they're displaying it here. The other thing I find useful about this and knowing the number is it tells me how much traffic I'm getting in my closet every day. So I would love Poshmark to come out with a traffic report and tell me how much interest each item is getting. Would be amazing.
Just give us watchers, for the love of all things, Poshmark. Just
or one, impressions on listings.
Just some kind of data that you have. You have to have that on who is looking at the item, or if they're clicking on it, if they're not necessarily liking, but just if they clicked on it to look at it.
But until then, what I can use this for is I do send out offers to every liker every time that they come into my closet. So if I can look at this number and say, okay, I've got 19 offers out right now, that means within the last 24 hours, I've gotten 19 likes. That's not a high number. So I can gauge over time, has that number gone up and have I increased my traffic, or is it going down and my traffic is decreasing? I can kind of use that number to gauge how much traffic I'm getting into my closet day over day and kind of like use that as a point of how much relisting do I need to do, how much listing, all of that type of stuff, right? So it's a roundabout way and I wish I had more, but I'm going to use it and I'm going to take advantage of it. So maybe we'll do a video later on kind of tracking that over time and seeing, is tracking that useful for your business? Does it help sales? I'm going to give you a spoiler. It's going to be a yes. Okay, before we move into anything further, I do want to make sure that we give a big thank you to our newest channel member.
It's P. Estrada, and I'll put their name up on the screen. We can't tell you what it means. It's just one step closer to realizing our collective dream to work together and have me come home from my job.
Yes. So, and for you guys, that means that we are 3 away from opening a Facebook group. So if you want to be part of that and you want to join in, make sure that you do become a member of the channel. It is $1 a month. This helps support, as he said, our dream to have us working together. And it also will get to a Facebook group that I hope will be an inclusive community where you guys can share your own content. You can share your questions. We can all kind of just chat and see how things go in a much more less dramatic fashion than I've seen on previous Facebook groups. We'll see how it goes. But thank you again. We really appreciate it. I cannot tell you what this means to us. And let's get right back into the video. So then from there, you get a few more bubbles. The next one over is my sales. This bubble annoys him. So we'll get to why it annoys him.
God, no.
There's so many things wrong with this bubble. Now, you could have always seen this previously when you went under the menu and you did my Posh Stats. You could see my sales. They told you this. Now, my sales say 1872. That sounds great. Huzzah, right? Huzzah.
I mean, that's every sale that you've ever made on Poshmark since you started Poshmark. And that's not a meaningful. It's just not a meaningful number to anyone ever under any circumstances. That's not going to be helpful.
Yeah. So first of all, the number is not meaningful. This number, it would have been much more useful if they gave us, just like they do on Closet Insights, a way to break down maybe for the last year, last 12 months, last quarter, last week, whatever, right? However you like to manage your business and however you like to kind of check that type of thing, they should have given us some kind of a drop-down menu so that we could actually get meaningful numbers from this. Right now, it's just a vanity number. I've sold 1872 items. Cool.
Yay.
That doesn't... how long have I been selling for?
10 years.
Yeah. Right, exactly. It could be anything. So, not meaningful. But the other thing that bothers you is this little red bubble.
Oh god, this red dot is the worst part of this update, and it's not even close. There's no way to clear it, and the only way that I can think that might clear it is if we shipped everything, but then you're going to sell another thing, and it's just going to stay there forever. And I can't do it.
So there has been a problem on Poshmark for a very long time that sometimes when you make a sale, it gets buried in notifications, and if you don't get the emails consistently or if they go to spam, you might miss a sale. So when I first saw this, I thought, oh, this is awesome. So this is a red bubble that tells me that I have a sale that I haven't seen yet, that I haven't looked at on the app. Great. So when I click on it, it's going to clear, and then I will know that I've seen all of the sales I have. Not the case. So apparently this is telling me all of the sales that I haven't shipped out yet. Now, for somebody that's a hobby seller that doesn't have a lot of sales in a day, this might be fine because it's going to clear as soon as you ship. However, for someone that's a full-time seller, this is annoying. I get sales throughout the day, and once I ship, I still get more sales. So this red dot is going to be there pretty much all the time and becomes a useless thing. It's just an ugly thing that I have to look at every day, and I can't clear it. So not a fan. I also don't know, and maybe you guys know, you can tell me in the comments below, if this is going to clear when I click that it's shipped, or if it's going to clear when the post office actually scans in the tracking. That is to be determined. We will see. And if we can get that information prior to this video going out, we will let you know on that. We'll put something on the screen. If not, let us know in the comments below what your experience has been. Because if I have to wait for the post office, what about the ones that don't track?
That don't track until they're delivered?
Oh my gosh.
And the person says thank you?
Yeah, okay, next bubble over is my balance. Now again, this is a redundant thing. You can still see this by going to the menu with the gear symbol and clicking on my balance. The good thing about this is it gives you that number right up in front on your landing page. So if you forgot to transfer your funds over or you're just not good at keeping track of it, like me, then you see it right there on the page and you know, hey, I've got some money in here. I should probably transfer that over. I think that is pretty cool, pretty useful for people like me anyways. So I'm not mad about it.
Small little quality of life improvement. Yeah. I mean, I could have done without it, but really needed, but it's nice to have.
Yeah, but yeah. So the next button over is share to followers. Again, a redundant button. This is a way that you can, if you click on it, you will get to the bulk sharing tool. You can still do this when you're on the closet page. You can go up to the little tools at the top and you can get into this the same way, but it's just a quicker, easier way to do it. You don't have to go to my closet first. I guess one less click.
Yeah, it just saves you a little bit of time. Yeah. Not the end of the world.
Now, okay, next bubble. This
Pay attention.
moved.
Pay attention.
And people are mad. Okay, so did my shoppers disappear? This has been a question on every board I've seen. No, it has not disappeared. Now, it is no longer in the menu under seller tools, which it has always been. They have moved it to this slide bar. And if you were just going to the landing page and you're not sliding this bar over, you will not see it. It'll look like it has left the app forever. So make sure you're sliding this bar over under seller overview. Just swipe and it will move over. This is where my shoppers is. This is where you can send out bulk comments to your likers so you can run sale if people love to do that. Great. It didn't disappear, so don't worry. I do want to note, again, this is not a new update, but it's an update and we want to make sure that we're giving you everything that's changed on Poshmark in the last few months. Under my shoppers, you used to be able to send comments to likers, bundlers, and past buyers and separate it out so you could run different sales. They have removed the option to send comments to likers only. I think this is probably because a lot of people have been doing a lot of sales and
spamming everyone. Yeah. Just send it. Don't care who it hits. Just in your face. Buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. And I get it, but you're still going to do it. Let's be honest, everyone's still going to do it.
So I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
What it means is I'm going to be worse spammer. So great, because the way that I can do this now is I go down to my shoppers. At the bottom, you're going to see shoppers who have engaged in your closet. This includes all likers, bundlers, and past bundlers. If you click on that, you still have the option to send a comment to the bundle for them. And then the last one here is My Seller Tools. Now, this used to be a little heading under the menu that you would go to. And it's still a little heading. It's just a smaller version of the menu that you get when you click on the gear symbol. I don't know why they did this. I guess just to make it easier. But here you can find my closet insights, my sales report, all of that type of stuff in another way. So
yeah, I think they just focused it down for you so that you're targeted on what you're seeing on the menu rather than seeing all of the things, including like updating your profile.
Right. Now, the rest of this landing page is very similar to what you would see on the shop page. It's got things like my purchases, my bundles, my recently viewed items, my curated trends to me, and my shopper offers, which is items that I have put an offer on to purchase. So basically, this looks like a landing page that's more curated to you, but not very different than what we had previously. So that's basically all of the updates on this specific page, but this isn't at all what Poshmark stated was the update when you look at the patch notes. So I'm going to read to you exactly what the patch notes say. We'll put it up here on the screen, but it says, introducing closet QR codes, a quick way for people to view and engage with their closet. Head to the account tab to find yours. You can now match a shopper's last offer, even after countering shoppers can accept a purchase, and then we made some improvements. Don't miss out on the latest and greatest update. So I guess we made some improvements, told you
Covers
everything
all of that?
we just told you, I guess, I don't know. But there are a few things that we didn't cover, so let's see if we can find those. So QR code is something that they mentioned in the notes. So if I go up to the gear symbol, and I look under settings, under find people, the third option is QR code. If I just click on that, it says this is your personal closet QR code. Others can simply scan it to easily view and engage with their closet. So what do you think about a QR code?
I mean, it's a nice feature. I can certainly see the value of making it easier to have people find you if you were to, say, put it on a business card that you mail out with all of your packages, or just give to random strangers on the sidewalk. Say, here, take it, here, take it.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know how much of that you're going to convert. Honestly, it's going to be a very low percentage of, you're going to have to send out 1,000 of them to get a couple buyers.
It's one of those nice to have, but I didn't need it type things. I mean, if I'm out and about and someone says, oh, how can I find you on Poshmark? I could just pull this up and they could scan it. That's kind of cool, but again, nice to have, didn't really need. The second thing that they mentioned in the patch notes, which we're going to show you a picture of here to my left, is matching your buyer's last offer. So what this means is if you get an offer for an item, so I'm just going to say the item is at $40 and the person sends you a $15 offer and I counter back at $30. Will get a notification right underneath it that says match buyer's last offer, which that's going to match the buyer's last offer of $15. Now, do you find this as a useful update?
I mean, it is nice in terms of trying to help with the seller's remorse of you're only a couple dollars different on an item, and you can just take the whatever the difference is and take it on the chin just to get that extra money back in your closet. We've done a few videos, one in particular talking about the value of getting the money back into your store so you can reinvest it in your business. So from that perspective, it does make quite a bit of difference, but I don't know how many people are going to be willing to drop down to the lowball offer.
I also think it's kind of pandering to lowballs, trying to kind of convince sellers to take those lowball offers by sending them another notification, which I don't love. We'll see. Maybe I'll use it at some point. Haven't yet, but maybe I will. So the last few things we wanted to mention are things that we don't know if necessarily are updates and we just never noticed before.
I'm betting it's that we were oblivious.
But I want to make sure that we put that out there, because if we didn't notice it, you may not have noticed it either. So starting with trends.
So the trends category seems to be filtered to the person itself. Obviously, that kind of just makes sense. And I would imagine Poshmark had it that way to start with. When I go into the trends, if I'm under the all, it caters the trends to the male trend because I'm a man. Conversely, it does the opposite for you because you're a woman.
Yeah, so I always knew that if you went under the different categories, there were different daily trends based on the category. However, I thought that when you were in under all, everybody across the board had the same trends that they were looking at. However, that is not the case. So if I go under all, I see female trends. If he goes under all, he sees male trends. So it's something to keep in mind that if you are selling both men and women clothing, you want to be checking both men and women categories because they're going to get different trends on their all page than we are on ours. So just make sure that you're keeping aware of that. If you didn't know it, now you know. And then finally, my stories seems to have all but disappeared. So originally when stories came out, you were able to get a story at the top little bubble under the shop page. And there was a bunch of bubbles. I never really looked at them, but I did try to get my stuff in there because it was another way for people to shop. Now, if you want to find people's stories, the only way you can do that is by typing in a brand under shop and as if you're looking for it. And on the left, at the top of the search, you're going to see something that says stories, and you can click on it and you can just scroll through anybody who has stories for that brand. So do you think this was a good change?
Not especially. I mean, I wouldn't have used either of them for shopping in either case. I mean, I'm not the target for that. So you're asking.
Neither am I.
You're asking the wrong person. I will very much go into the search, type in blue shirt, and look through all of the blue shirts until I find the one I'm looking for. I shop a very straightforward, different way than that. So it's not for me.
I just feel that it does not any longer give you extra views on your listings because it's not there at the top of that shop page anymore, and it's only targeted to people that are already looking at that brand. Likely they're going to be just looking through the listings rather than scrolling through the stories. Now, if you have a different experience with that, definitely let me know, but I'm just a little disappointed to see that, and I feel like at that point they should probably just get rid of the stories feature altogether because, who's using it? I'm confused.
Nobody's using it.
No, but that is all of the updates. So that is everything that we can see that has changed. If there is something we miss that you want us to talk about, please do let us know in the comments below. We can always do future videos, but at this point, this is everything that we've seen that's been updated. That's how you find everything. Hopefully this makes things easier for you, easier to navigate, and makes a change a little bit less scary because I was going crazy when I saw it. So that is everything we have. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you all for watching.